All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this problem set. So what we're going to do to solve the equations, and this is all review, but just a little bit harder as far as equations are concerned. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to distribute. So I get 3g minus 15 plus 8g is equal to 18. And I'm going to distribute my negative sign to both terms, so minus 3 and plus 10g. And then what I'll do on both sides of the equation is I will combine like terms. So I can go ahead and I can combine my 3g and my 8g. I can also combine my 18 minus 3. So I get 11g minus 15 is equal to 15 plus 10g. So I'm going to go ahead and add 15 to both sides. And I could have subtracted 10g or 11g first, and that would have been fine. So it doesn't make any difference which way you do it. Now I will go ahead and I will subtract 10g from both sides because that is a little bit easier. So I get g is equal to 30, okay? And now with equations, if you wanted to go back and see if you got the right answer, you can substitute it back into the original equation and see if whether or not the left side of your equation ends up equaling the right side of your equation, provided that you do your arithmetic and your order of operations correctly, okay? All right, so the next one, I'm going to go ahead again and I'm going to distribute. So I get 6x minus 10 plus 4 is equal to 15. Distribute the negative sign to both terms. So I get minus 9x and plus 4. So now I get 6x minus 6 is equal to 19 minus 9x. Add 9x to both sides. So I get 15x minus 6 is equal to 19. Add 6 to both sides, so then I get 15x is equal to 25. Divide both sides by 15, and I get x is equal to 25 over 15. Now, everybody, says to me, oh, hey, do we have to reduce, can we leave it like this? I want you to reduce every single time. So these are both divisible by 5. So when I divide 25 by 5, I get 5. When I divide 15 by 5, I get 3. So then my answer is 5 over 3. I will mark you incorrect on a test or a quiz if you do not reduce. So just make sure that you guys do that, okay? All right, so now, and people have asked about the whole square bracket thing. The square brackets are just basically like parentheses for right now. We'll talk about square brackets meaning something different later, when you get to like advanced math. But for right now, all your, brackets, if I put a square bracket there, just treat it like a parentheses. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do my order of operations. I'm going to do what's inside that square bracket first, and I'm going to distribute my 4. So I have 7 plus 3 square bracket, 8x minus 12 minus 8x, close the square bracket, is equal to 3x minus 8. Now, inside my parentheses, my square bracket here, I have an 8x minus an 8x, which gives me no x's inside. So this is 7 plus 3 times negative 12 is equal to 3x minus 8. So then I get 7 minus 36 is equal to 3x minus 8. And then everybody keeps asking, like, you're like, oh, how do I do my, you keep messing up your, your subtraction or your addition of positive and negative numbers. So what I do is, so I notice that my 36 is negative and 36 is bigger than 7. So if I were to take 36 minus 7, right, so 2, so I get 9, so I get 29. Because the 36 was negative and it was bigger, and I'm technically adding a 7 to that, that makes that a negative 29. So this is negative 29 is equal to 3x minus 8, and then I add 8 to both sides, and I get negative 21 is equal to 3x. Divide both sides by 3, and I will get x is equal to negative 7, okay? 7, wow, look at all these parentheses. Oh my goodness. All right, so start this again. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to distribute. So I get 6 is times negative 10y minus 6 plus 1 minus 15y is equal to 33 plus 3 square bracket 7. Now I'm going to distribute this negative 2 to both terms. So this is a minus 16y minus 10. And I'm going to close my my square bracket. Okay, so now I have 6, and I have negative 10y minus 5, close the bracket, minus 15y is equal to 33 plus 3 times, and then I have my 7 and my minus 10, which gives me a negative 3 minus 16y. And now what I can do is I can distribute my 6, change colors here, distribute my 6 to both terms. So I get negative 60y minus 30 minus 15y is equal to 33 plus, and then I have, I should not do that. I'm going to take my 3 and I'm going to multiply by negative 3. So I actually get negative 9. And then I will do my 3 times negative 16y, which is a negative 48y. Okay, so now I can combine my y's. So I have negative 75y minus 30 is equal to, again, you have your 33 minus 9. And I told you guys before, like, as you guys are still kind of, navigating through your positive and negatives, if you have to stack them in order to do your arithmetic, then go ahead and stack them. It's okay for right now. Eventually, we're going to hope that you can look at your addition and subtraction this way and be able to combine it in your head. But for right now, if you just need to write it out in a different way, I would much rather you write it out real quick and get the right answer than to try to do it, horizontally and then get the wrong answer. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and I have, I'm going to add my 48y to both sides. And so I get 23y minus 30. Nope, sorry, 27y. Just kidding. Negative 27y minus 30 is equal to 24. Add 30 to both sides, and I get negative 27y is equal to 54. Then I'm going to divide both sides by negative 27. And, as you guys get better with the arithmetic, I know that you guys had told me that, your middle school teachers had you guys doing, your arithmetic with a calculator. As you guys start to get better, you'll know, how things are divisible by other things. But for right now, like if you have to, like I have a negative 54 over 27, and I'm like, oh, hey, look, they're both divisible by 3, or they're both divisible by 9. Like maybe you know that they're both divisible by 9, right? So I can go ahead and I divide 54 by 9 and I get 6. I divide 27 by 9 and I get 3. So then I'm like, oh, look, it's negative 6 over 3. Now it's something manageable, and I know that that's equal to negative 2. Okay. You might know that it's equal to negative 2 here, and that's totally fine. You can jump all the way to this end solution, but as you guys are starting to train your brains a little bit, it may be easier to be like, okay, is this divisible by 3? Yes. Okay, divide it by 3. Is this divisible by 2? Divide it by 2. And then keep, kind of reducing it until you know that you've reduced it as far as you can. Okay? So there's question 8. Here's question 9. And so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of my 8 in the denominator by multiplying by 8 over 1. Okay, or multiplying both sides by 8. What it does is it cancels the 8 out of the denominator here. So I get 7 times 15 minus 3c is equal to negative 40c and then plus 48. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to distribute my 7 to both terms. So I have 15 times 7, so 5, 3, 105. So I have 105 minus 21c is equal to negative 40c and then plus 48. So I'll add 40c to both sides. Okay. And again, 40 is the bigger number, but 40 minus 21, if you have to stack it again for right now, stack it. So I have 105, and then the 40 was bigger, so that means that's plus 19c is equal to 48. I'm going to subtract both sides by 105. Now remember, 105 is the bigger number and it's negative. So if I were to take 105 minus 48, right? So that's 57. So if I were to do this, the 105 is bigger and it's negative, so that makes it a negative 57 is equal to 19c. So divide both sides by 19, and I get c is equal to negative 57 over 19. You guys know that 19 is a prime number, but you don't know whether or not 19 divides 57 evenly. So what I would do is I would go, okay, 19 times 2 is 8. That gives me 38. Add another 19 would be the same thing as taking 19 times 3, but if I add another 19, that gives me 57. So 19 times 3 is 57, which means that this c is equal to negative 3. Okay, that's how I go about to see if I need to reduce something. I know that 19 is prime, so is 19 times something give me 57? Okay. Another cross multiplication problem, and then that is it for this problem set. So this was just, kind of a review of solving equations.